you got to tell us. I mean, the listeners love when you talk about your old Louisville pick, but now they're really going to love the fact
it's on the bingo card.
That's right.
It's right next to free space.
Take a shot.
Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 195 of the Mashup, the best bourbon conversation you are going to hear all week long. We're your hosts, Steven,
Anthony,
and Kenny. I like Jets Pizza and iced coffee.
Use promo code TURBO, 50% off.
Oh my God, that is freaking amazing! I love it. Hey, I didn't know we were supposed to say what we liked in the intro too.
Yeah, it does.
Well, there you go.
It's like
damn you, Kenny.
That's like the Little League World Series, like how they introduce the players and they put like one of their favorite sports stars or actors or actresses are.
Right.
This last year, did you see where this one dude put like his favorite actress is this one chick? It's actually a porn star.
Little League World Series.
They didn't know that. Like the people doing the Little League World Series.
No
so
way.
somehow it just got into there because it's like, they just didn't know. It was so
Wow. God bless
so
that
horrible.
kid.
I know, so horrible.
Wait, did you sneak something in?
No, I saw it on Facebook, so it has to be real.
Oh yeah. Well, if it wasn't real, we're fax optional anyway. Just to remind you that.
Speaking of porn stars, though, we got a lot to talk about, don't we, Kenny?
Yeah, I feel bad. This should have been said 2 episodes ago.
Okay.
And I feel really bad about this.
Okay.
Well, just go ahead and...
I forgot to mention. So, Steven,
Yes?
look across from you. Your boy got his hair cut, and we didn't say anything about it.
I know.
I meant to say that 2 episodes ago.
Oh yes.
He looked very nice in Chicago.
He looks very natural. He does not have 17 pounds of product in his hair now that it's cut shorter.
You guys.
Your hair looks good, though.
Thank you.
I like that.
I appreciate that acknowledgement, and I will update our Instagram at some point in time and let people know that I no longer have that large hair and beard. I still have a variation of it, a variant. But thank you for the acknowledgement. Yes,
It does look, I meant to do it 2 episodes ago.
joined back to civilization, as they say, and got my hair cut and trimmed my beard. And I will say this: when I got the haircut, I was at the barbershop in Lansdowne. Do you guys ever go over there?
I used to go there.
Well, it's an all-male show,
Yeah.
but now they have an older female barber over there as well.
Barbarist?
Is that a barberist?
I don't know.
Okay, well, there you go. She says, oh, you got really thick, coarse hair. She's like, you know what you can do instead of putting product in there? This is how she talked. I'm not making this up. I'm like, what can I do? She said, oh, you just take some hand lotion and you put it on there and you put it in your hair and it'll keep it nice and shapely and look nice and everything else. And I'm like, man, Kentucky women cutting hair at the barbershop over there got some tips for you. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
So she said I could put hand lotion in my hair. She's like, you don't want to gob it up and make it look weird, but she literally styled my hair with hand lotion.
You know, didn't they like demonstrate this in Something About Mary?
American Pie.
No, the craziest thing is that actually I don't do it a lot, but it works. Just a little bit of hand lotion in there and it works.
Oh,
yeah.
My barber is on Clemens Drive.
There you go. Yeah, you don't have to go very far, right? You just replace the razor and clean that up there, right? Perfect. Good stuff.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So anyway, Kenny, you've been busy, sir. You got to tell us. I mean, the listeners love when you talk about your old Louisville pick, but now they're really going to love the fact
it's on the bingo card.
That's right.
It's right next to free space.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
Old Louisville pick number 2. So you had to go bottle it and everything. We want to hear about that.
Yeah, it was recently bottled. We went down. Michael M.H. Harris, OMH, and Mossick. Shannon and myself went. We bottled it, and the bottles are in my house. They're here. I do have them.
Going to be the proud owner of a few after this evening.
I was my first one I did a sticker on. The second one I'm not doing a sticker. I'm pretty sure if I do a sticker, then it'll be something light.
But by not doing a sticker, you've opened up my bottles to all types of possibilities of stickers I'm going to put on there. Custom
that's true.
To commemorate Kenny.
But I did.
So a mashup sticker.
There you go.
We're working on that too.
Okay.
There you go. Maybe a mashup barrel pick.
There's a mashup barrel pick coming soon.
There might be.
There is. So mashup barrel pick coming soon.
It's closer than you think.
Yeah.
Can I come?
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to invite you.
You're invited.
We'll see if right now I can't even get my dates together to be able to figure out when I could even go. So, but it's going to be a sizable trip. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Ken.
No, so all the old Louisvilles on the bottom left of the sticker is where you put your barrel number or your name or whatever. So this one I did put M2 OLP.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
M2 OLP.
M.
My second old Louisville pick. So we'll have my old Louisville pick and my second old Louisville pick.
Oh my god, dude!
I've had several listeners that saw my post, Instagram post. That I guess goes to Facebook as well. That I was down there bottling it up. So several have reached out about getting a bottle, and I can make that happen. So if anybody is wanting one of those, just shoot me a PM, DM, whatever you call it, Instagram or Facebook, and we should be able to make that happen for you. But it's very delicious. It's 117 proof. It's 11 and a half years old. MGP, 51% corn, 49% malted barley. In blinds, everyone but myself and maybe one other person, maybe just myself, picked the second one over the first one.
Okay.
The first one is a little bit sweeter, I think, has a little bit more pop to it. But the second one, man, is just a little, even though it's 3 proof points higher, it actually drinks less proof. It doesn't have a sharpness to it, just for the extra 18 months in the barrel, I guess.
Right.
A little more balanced for sure. Definitely more balanced. I just like some of that sweetness on the first one. So I'm still toss up between those two about which one I like better. But the first time I blinded it, I did pick the original one.
Oh, that's awesome. So my old Louisville pick coming at you, number 2.
Yep, PMDM me.
Yeah.
The dose.
The dose. And the other thing I was going to say is was there anything unexpected when you went there and bottled? Because I've had all kinds of experiences, and I've seen where people like say, hey, come bottle with us. And I'm like, what do you actually do? Do you sit there and do you put labels on? What are you doing when you're in the bottling process? So you didn't tell us. You just skipped over it, sir. What was that like?
So the first time we did it, I liked it a little bit better.
Okay.
But Amin has grown a lot. He's in a lot more states now and a lot more markets. So the first time he has to get the forklift. He puts the barrel in the forklift, lifts it up, and then dumps it onto this big metal tray. And so the barrel's now up on this metal tray. You pull the bung out, and then you just see all the liquid going into a big tub per se.
Okay.
And then from that tub, that's where it goes into the other vat where it gets weighed and all that. They know the weight per bottle.
Oh, cool.
So that way, once they weigh it, they actually know what your yield's going to be.
It's quick.
And then they have the little bottling station where I think it's 6 jets on there. So you put, bottle up and it fills and it stops automatically and all that. So this time though, it's way better for them. They just have a nice siphoning system that sucks it into the big vat where it's weighed. So it was still cool. It just wasn't as cool as seeing your own barrel just flowing out, right there.
I gotcha.
But way less work for him. Totally understand why they do that. Totally understand that. And then the bottling process before, man, it was all pretty much hand done. And now he's got more of an automation line set up. So as it goes through, it puts the cork in tight, puts the little topper on top, and shrink wraps it or tightens it down, a little heat to it or something. And then as it goes through, it puts the labels on automatically. We did have one bottle break, unfortunately. So it says 112 in the it was the yield, but there's only 111 bottles out there, just where one actually broke.
Total bottles, only 111 out of that barrel?
Yeah, so I had 188 yield on the first one.
Okay.
So this was, I thought I'd get about 130, 35, but it's all the way down to 112.
Wow. Holy mackerel.
So not a lot of these are going to be out there, unfortunately.
So how much older is the second one than the first one?
18 months older.
18
so literally, it was 11 years and one day the first time I bottled it. And I'm sorry, it was 10 years. 10 years in one day. This one's 11 years and 6 months. So
wow, and I got that many less bottles.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been like that originally too, because it's been a lower yield barrel.
Right.
That's true.
Wow. Well, that's cool. Well, I wish I would have been able to come and take part in that, but I was preparing for a trip to Chicago.
Yeah, I appreciate my pizza.
Yeah.
Oh,
and my hot dog.
You guys are, first of all, there's a great restaurant here in town. If
You let
want
Alves and me down for
Chicago
pizza.
Fair, go get stuff from Randall. It's south of Wrigley. We love Randall. I ate there a couple of maybe about 2 weeks back, and it was fantastic as always. But yeah, so Kenny and Ryan are telling me like, while I'm there, you better bring pizza back. Well, I was there with my family. Like, I didn't have a free moment. We were on the go. We were only there 2 days. I didn't even get to see people I know that live in Chicago that were like, tell us when you're going to be here, because we were that much on the run. Then I get back here and Kenny's like, thanks a lot for my pizza, man. I'm like, are you serious? And he looks at me. He's looking at me right now.
I wanted some Luminati's or Giordano's or something, man. Pequods.
Damn. I mean, so I just didn't know what the logistics would look like, because before we recorded at Hector's,
We brought back like 4 pies.
But do you remember how he babied that? He's like, is my car going to smell?
Yeah.
I think my car's going to smell. Oh, my gosh.
guys. Yeah, but it did.
We had to stop
It's
at
like
the gas station, and I had to steal trash bags from the gas station to put the pizza box in,
And we also-
to make sure it didn't like get moisture on his.
And we do like
vehicle.
a, you know,
wait a minute.
halfway
Those
like air
pizzas-
out so the car doesn't get.
But to
you
be
know,
fair, I've
smoke.
never owned a $150,000 vehicle like he has. So
$150,000 Volkswagen. I don't think so.
It's like a money pit.
But yeah, I was in Chicago hanging out with my family. And the reason why I'm talking about that is not just because of your old Louisville pick, but also because it seems like right now in Kentucky, every freaking Wednesday, there's something going on. And on the day you were bottling your old Louisville pick on October 2nd, the Wild Turkey Distillery also released Camp Nelson B, right?
I know I missed out on Camp Nelson B because I was at Old Louisville bottling.
Right. And I missed out on it because I was getting ready to go to Chicago. And Steven, you were already in Disney. And so it's like there's just too much going on. And I feel like everything, like even Buffalo Trace, they seem to put out bottles on Wednesdays. It's like, hey, Wednesday, now all of a sudden there's Single Oak Project or some other sought after bourbon on the shelf.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, this is the only day that I can't get away. Barrel Picks Wednesday, can't get away on Wednesdays ever. Actually, it wasn't just that I was preparing, but actually had to work that day too. I had to teach class. So I could not do anything on the day you were bottling and the day that Wild Turkey released Camp Nelson B. So,
Well, luckily, our buddy Ryan Alves went to Wild Turkey
all right.
and got a Camp Nelson B.
Nice.
So that is
Very
where
nice.
our sample is coming from
Wonderful.
whenever we do that show.
Whenever we do it. We'll see maybe a little preview of what's to come here.
Well, before that foreshadowing we just had,
Yes.
we are still catching up on the numerous reviews we've had.
That's right. And we got 2 tonight that I'm going to go here. They're both 5-star reviews and both on Apple Podcasts. So the first one comes to us from Kevin H., a.k.a. Bourbon Heart, via Apple Podcasts on 9/13/24. This is a 5-star review, and the title of it was Par Excellence. And he wrote, "What a great listen. I truly appreciate the excellent insight provided by you guys on the podcast. In particular, I appreciate referencing the secondary prices of hard-to-find bottles during past try or buy, as that is the reality for a lot of us enthusiasts. I live in New Jersey and visit Lexington for Keeneland usually, and love hearing you guys mention my favorite spots, in particular OBC Kitchen. I love trying their picks. Keep up the phenomenal content and hope to maybe catch you guys at Keeneland sometime and share a pour." That would be awesome.
That'd be good.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Kevin. That's a lot. That's a great review. We really appreciate it. And the next review comes to us from Jay Zorns 1228 via Apple Podcasts on 9/19/24, and the title of this was Josh Zorns. So I think Josh wanted us to know that he wrote this review, and we appreciate that. He said, "Great podcast, fellas. I love the reviews of easy to get bourbon to the hard to get bourbon. I can say that I've used this podcast reviews of certain bottles to see what may or may not be good to buy secondary. I like the random blinds that Kenny gives you all. I love blinds and love how you all review the blinds. It's been great listening and learning from you guys. I'd love to try and drink with you guys sometime and provide some samples for you all to do. But lastly, I have to know the backstory of Total Wine Jokes." Anthony with a crying emoji, and then he said cheers. And so obviously we mentioned Josh on, it was an episode or 2 ago, and he's a guy up in Georgetown, Kentucky, he does a lot of blinds. And he provides some great reviews himself on one of the local groups up there. And he's been, always messaging us and encouraging us and been very appreciative of our content. We appreciate him.
Yeah, he actually shops at Liquor Box. So
Really?
we're going to try to get him on a pick.
Great.
As long as Andrew has a spot open.
There you go.
We're going to try to get him on a pick with us.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I've really enjoyed going back and forth with him. We messaged quite a bit, and we just appreciate you listening, man. And happy to have 2 5-star reviews from 2 listeners who we should drink with, right? One coming in from New Jersey. That might be a little bit tougher logistically, but maybe we can get Josh on the podcast sometime. That'd be great.
And if you'd like a shout out, just leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon. Next time we record, we'll give you a shout out.
Amazon Prime Day
Coming in. Well, gentlemen, for this week, we have a bottle of Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse CNB.
I knew something was up when Kenny said something about Alva's going to get a bottle of this. So the new Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse CNB is, of course, from the Wild Turkey Distillery in Lawrenceburg. And the bottle date is 2024. The ABV is 60.1. Proof is 120.2. The mash bill is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. The MSRP is $300.
Holy
and it released at the distillery on October 2nd. And it's probably going to be hitting nationwide soon. But if history is, a good fortune teller of the future, we know that the single ricks typically aren't massively distributed or wide distribution. They seem to be a little bit more limited. Kenny can correct me if I'm wrong, but they just don't seem to show up a lot, not even as much as the 15 or 13 and stuff like that. So there you have it.
Yeah, and the CNB, I've heard it is at least 11 years old. And that particular rickhouse, it has a higher elevation than the other Camp Nelson rickhouses, and has increased sun exposure compared to the ones that set closer to the river. So a little bit hotter rickhouse usually. And this is 120 proof. And these were selected from the 6th floor of that 7th floor rickhouse.
All right, so higher altitude, a lot more sun.
Yep.
It's bacon.
Yep.
Do you know if they changed anything much about the bottle? Because I know we have a sample tonight. We have the bottle in front
They did
of
not.
us.
The bottle looks the same.
Still green,
Yeah.
white label green.
Yeah, I got a sample from Mr. Ryan Alves. Appreciate that, Ryan. Shout out.
Thank you.
Because he was able. I was in Louisville that day, so he was able to go. But the bottle is, and I forgot to pull that bottle up. I'll send you a picture, Anthony.
You did send me a picture of it. It does look the same as the other ones.
It's the same.
Yeah, sorry about that. And I know Jason Hale ended up getting a bottle of this too. He was actually somehow in front of everybody on that. He said, I heard it was supposed to be released, and I don't know where he heard that, if he heard that from one of the groups or something like that, but he was actually pretty early to get up there too. So I've noticed that they say for future updates about this release on the website, sign up. I hope it's not going to be another Reserve Bar debacle where everybody's on there trying to get it and nobody can get it. So Steve, did you hear about the 15-year release, how crazy that was?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was just insane. People trying to get the bottle, like everyone's website's crashing out, like bottle disappearing from the cart, all that stuff. So Reserve Bar runs that stuff for Wild Turkey as far as I know. And now that I think of it, is there anything I bought from them recently that they haven't shipped yet? Because they take a long time to ship too, because they source from like local stores. So hopefully when a single rick if it's available online, hopefully it's not a huge debacle again, but I think it's going to be. No matter what.
So tonight, guys, you have 3 glasses in front of you.
Holy mackerel. Where'd they come from?
I noticed that.
And I get my wish tonight.
Uh-oh.
What is this?
What's the wish?
Like I said, man, blinding is the ultimate. Removes everything.
Uh-oh.
So I do like when we drink something, and then I pour you a blind.
Right.
But you're still going back and forth, so you know what the one is. Neither of you have tasted the CNB.
Correct.
And tonight, you have Russell's Reserve F, C, and B all in front of you.
Oh.
And you will not know which one is which until after you pick first place, second place, third place.
Dude.
Uh-oh.
So
I love you, Kenny.
I am getting my like I said, it doesn't work out good for the way we do our videos or our recordings, because you do want to talk about the nose and you want to talk about the taste and give that. So my ultimate is we blind it first and then somehow work that in. So, but that's what this is tonight. So you can take the little glass covers off there that MH made us. But so you have got Russell's Reserve Single Rick C, F, and B, all 3.
Okay.
In that order.
Not in no order.
Dang it.
But so
Good try, Steven.
So all we're doing first is you're going to drink these and pick first place, second place, third place. And then once you pick that, then I'll tell you which is which. And then we can go back into specifically on the new B, and we'll talk about nosing notes and tasting notes after that.
Okay. So we're just going straight blind here. That's what we're doing.
Straight blind.
Just a little sippy
These are
and-
single blinds because you know what they are, but
So-
you know which one's which.
While I'm doing this, I'm going to have to say something because of table talk. That's what I do. I table talk. So while we're nosing here, Steven, do you remember when we did these before? We did
Done a couple, I believe.
episode 124. I think we were supposed to just do maybe C, and then Kenny had the F. He just got it. I think it just came out.
Oh, that's where we've tried the two.
So then we tasted C, then he blinded with F, and then I think all of us picked C over F. Not that matters because we have no idea what's in front of us now. And then we had an interesting debate about Pass Try Buy that if you want to listen, go back to 124, give us that listen, and you can hear that compared to what we're going to say tonight. So all of our glasses are set the same, Kenny? Are they all the same?
Yes, so I did pour all three of us the same left, center, right. So whether you go 1, 2, 3, you call it left, center, right. We all have the same. And the cool part, I poured all of these from my sample bottles, the Boston Rounds.
Boston Rounds.
And although I know the order, like what I did was I just took a picture of it, and honestly, I've actually forgot what that was. So this is pretty blind for me too, because I really don't remember which one I poured and which one. So that's good actually, because I forgot. But I took a picture of it, so I know once I look back at the picture.
Well, nose-wise, I'm preferring one glass over the other two, but they're all fantastic noses. You know, get up there and nose it like cherries, toothpicks,
Vanilla, cream,
ice cream, sundae.
That dude's a trip.
He does some very
And if
interesting
our listeners
reviews.
don't know what that is, just go into YouTube and you put what do you put? Just put ice cream taster. It's a funny video, man.
Yeah.
This dude he's talking about all the taste buds and everything. It's a trip.
So the one thing I want to say is I hear you tasting over there already, Kenny, and I see Steven nosing still. These noses all have slight distinct differences. Glass 1, I'm getting some honey on the nose as a predominant note. Glass 2, I'm getting more like a little bit of a cherry. And then glass 3, I'm getting like a mixture of everything, like a strong oakiness. It's very weird. They all have differences.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't tell me all three of these were turkey, would I know on the nose? I'm not sure if I would.
And that's so I obviously poured you all blind, and I almost just told you we're pouring CNB against two others,
Right.
just to see what that way you had no clue. But I thought we'd just make sure you know you're all drinking that everything is single Rick.
Well, it's going to be hard enough to know.
Yeah,
Here, but
yeah. And all we're doing is picking first, second, third. I don't want you to try to guess which one's which at all.
okay.
Yeah, and one of the listeners gave us a nice little, I think it was a Facebook message maybe, about how on the previous episode we talked about scoring blinds. How I say like I always start with a 6 and then try the next one and go up one spot, down one spot, go to the third and all that.
Yeah, that was an Instagram comment actually.
Yeah, so same thing on blinds. When I'm doing blinds, in general, I just try to do blinds to remove the price tag, the marketing, the label, all that. But then also, man, we do, especially with like Motsic and myself, we'll blind each other just to try to guess age-proof distillate and see who can guess what and make like a little competition thing. But whenever I'm doing blinds like this, I do not try to guess what is what until I've picked my first place, second place, third place. So I save enough on my glass that after I've picked first place, second place, third place, then I'll go back in. Because when I very first started doing this, when I was blinding, I would also try to guess what is what. And believe it or not, that actually plays into your bias because you're thinking, okay, I think glass 3 is whatever bourbon.
Right.
And if it is that, I want to score that higher than this one. So I'm gonna give it a higher score. So it really does play into it. So I literally don't try to guess at all what it is until I've done my complete scoring or picking first, second, third.
I got you. That makes sense. And I mean, I wish I had more experience that I could contribute here, but the bottom line is I started doing more blinds when I met you than I'd ever done. I mean,
You've gotten great at it, dude. No, you've gotten great at it.
And yeah,
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
It's crazy. Well, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Steven?
And I've definitely tried to figure out what brand something was, and
Right.
Yeah.
that skews what I'm thinking for the rest of them. And I'm usually wrong on the first thing. So.
Right. The one thing that's interesting is when we talked back in episode 124. I did listen back to it. It's rare for me to be able to do that before we record, but I listened back to it. And the one thing that struck me in that episode was I talked a lot about not being an experienced turkey person. And Steven, same with you. We said we don't know turkey like Kenny does. I've had a lot more turkey since episode, and I know you have as well, since 124. So I've started to really become accustomed to that flavor profile more so than I ever thought I would be. Kenny, as we're doing this, have you done this blind yet?
Yes, I did this last week at J-Hub.
So is this your second time doing it?
Second time doing it.
Okay, great. I'd love to see if that changes. I always love to hear what you never told me what you picked, though.
I didn't tell you.
You didn't
sure
tell.
he knows.
People were asking what scored first, and he did not say. I don't think he told anybody what scored first.
I did not on the Facebook post or Instagram post.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I did in the DMs.
Okay.
Put my Venmo out there. Venmo me 12 cents, and I will tell you what my first. No,
12 cents per.
That's it,
call.
man. That's all it costs. Yeah. So although I'm doing this tonight, I did it last week. I did it. No, I did this like 5 days ago. So I actually think I know which is which, but I just did it 5 days ago.
Really? Okay.
But like I said, I'm just trying to pick first, second, third right now, and then I'll go back and save a little bit to try to guess what's what.
Cheater.
I think I have my first, second, third.
I think I'm a first.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and go.
Okay, well, I'm just going to say this. Before you say anything, it really is a treat to be able to taste all of these. I have to go back and kick my own butt because I was very dismissive of single Rick. I think I even said in the episode that I thought it was kind of like a cash grab. Like I was like, who even cares that the barrels come from a single Rick? Like nobody cares.
Right.
Right? But I've come to appreciate this much more than I did roughly 2 years ago. Right? Well, it was a year ago, actually. Not 2 years ago. Just a year ago. But it was 2 years ago the first release came out of this. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, man. What do you think?
Okay, from left to right.
Yep.
It's just going to be 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
You're 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're going 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's very interesting, Kenny. Go ahead.
The only reason why.
Comment. I want to hear some.
Yeah, they taste very similar to me, but I might have blown my mouth out earlier.
Yep.
I was just trying to find like little differences in just the end taste or in the middle or what. So I kind of picked one, a little easier to drink, and then I was trying to pick 2 or 3, and it felt like 2 was a little bit easier than 3.
Okay. Would you like me to go next?
Sure.
All right. And actually an interesting thing for me, it was very tough between glasses 1 and 3.
Actually, hang on 1 second. Before you do that, do not look at your phone. But I'm going to text you my results, so don't look at your phone.
Okay.
Because that way, you know I'm not copying off you potentially or not.
Yeah. So for me, it was pretty tough because I was between glasses 1 and 3 as my number 1. So I immediately put the center glass as last place.
Okay.
And then when I went back and forth between 1 and 3, I gave the slight edge to glass 1. So my order from left to right is 1,
3, 2.
3, 2.
That's funny because I
2.
had trouble between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we've talked about this on previous episodes when we're talking about doing barrel picks.
Right.
Do not try to pick your winner. Your first, you eliminate.
Right.
So, like at Four Roses,
Right.
You just eliminate what is, like as you're going through, if something's good, I check mark it. If it's great, I give it like 2 check marks. But basically, just whether it's 1 check mark, 2 check mark, it doesn't matter. And then I just eliminate what is the worst. And then eliminate 2 or 3 or 4 of the 10. Then I go back in again. Or if you're at Buffalo Trace, they only give you like 3 samples of each.
Right.
I just eliminate the worst one first, and then to always eliminate first. It's a lot easier to pick something that way versus trying to pick your favorite. Is get rid of the worst one.
Yeah, even though I call it the worst one, it's still darn good.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, no,
Right.
yeah. No,
Totally. Just
totally.
throwing that out there.
All right, so I texted you, but it didn't matter because we are different. So I go 3, 1, 2. So you're 1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
I go 3, 1, 2.
Okay.
And I was splitting hairs between 3 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
So you and I both went 1. Steve and I went 1 as
went
number 1. You went as number 2.
Number 1, like glass 1.
Yeah.
Left.
Yeah.
You had as 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've got some left. So between 1 and 3,
Yeah.
taste 1 and see if you get like more of like a funk, a little earthier, dirtier, funkier, just a little to it, that turkey funk to it. And then if you go to glass 3 a little bit sweeterness.
Right, on glass 1, I get that right before the proof rounds my tongue and then lights me up a little bit. I get that.
That deep funk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So this leads me to believe that glass 1 is Camp Nelson F, because F is funky. F's got that old school traditional funk. And then glass 3 is similar to that, just a little bit sweeter. So
True.
I think that's the B.
Do you know what's funny? I thought glass 3 would be the first one that I like. What was the first one they released?
C.
C. I thought glass 3 might be C.
Okay, and then go to the middle. I think the middle is C, because the middle was just sweet without any funk at all.
Okay.
So here's the thing: I did that blind at J-Hob like 5 days ago. To me, Camp Nelson B tastes like if you mix F and C together, because C is sweet, F is funky.
Right.
The B is kind of like a mixture of that.
Well, if this is C in the middle, though, like I picked C over F when we did the blind. But Steven
We
did
both
too.
did,
Yeah.
And now we got in last place. I mean, again, last place of 3.
Last week with Alves, he picked B first,
Right.
C second, F third.
Okay.
So there's no right or wrong with that.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying as far as funky versus sweet versus that. And if I'm correct on this, then honestly, I'm going to take my B and my F. Take my C and my F,
And mix them together.
put a little bit together, and then try it against B sometime as well.
All right. Well, you got to give us the reveal here. We got to hear.
Let me get the picture on my phone. Hang on. Yeah, like try the middle one and see if it's just more like caramelly and sweet, and you don't get like a darker fruit. You don't get the dark fruit. You don't get the funk on the middle one.
I mean, I get that.
But I might be wrong. Like I said, let me look at this picture.
That's so funny that I like.
Yep. So glass 1 is F.
Okay.
Glass 2 is C. And then the glass 3 is the brand new B.
All right,
So
I
glass 3 is
I
the
picked
B.
that third.
Yep.
And you picked it second.
I
Right.
picked the first.
And then Kenny picked it first.
The biggest
So, 1,
shocking
2, and
thing to
3.
me is I flipped on C being the middle.
Now here's the thing
That's
though.
the one.
At J-Hob when I blinded it,
Right.
I picked your exact pick.
You did.
I went F first place.
Right.
But I said it's a splitting hairs. So it's
Yeah.
like all the guys that PM me about it. I told them, I said it's splitting hairs, but I gave an edge to F just a little bit, and then I went B and then C. But tonight I went B, then F, then C. So yeah, they're all so close.
Wow.
It's so close.
That's crazy.
All right, so now that we know which ones are which,
Right.
here's the far right third glass is your
That's
B.
B.
So now, yeah, if we want to talk about nosing and tasting notes, we can do that. But I really enjoy that. Like I said, I started doing that a while back, but whenever I get a new bottle in, man, and I want to blind it, I don't even taste it and know what it is at all. It goes into a 2 to 3 bottle blind immediately, just to eliminate any kind of
Right.
preconceived notions or anything. But it does have some darker fruit on the nose, I believe. Sweetness on the nose. I mean, it's
Darker fruit in it, but like a honey. It's got like such
Honey
a
sweetness.
honey sweetness up front. Ooh.
Yeah. And
Man.
that sample, let me grab that sample bottle so you can have some more if you need it.
Wow.
Do you have enough still?
I'm good, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm more shocked at the fact that I liked F this time, and the first time we tasted against C, I didn't really care for
But
it.
F was that turkey funk.
Yeah. No, and I think that my palate, since I've tasted more turkey, likes that now.
Liking
You know
it,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. That's funny. We both did the
Yeah,
same
we
thing.
both did the same thing with that. Saying, yeah, glass 1. That's
Are returning, Anthony. Is that what's happening?
maybe a returning turkey. Yeah, it does have that funk. You're right. It's funky, but in such a good way.
But Camp Nelson
Yeah.
B tastes like if you put C and F together, dude. I'm telling you. It's wild.
That's funny that I did not like C as much as I did the first time around. Man, I can't stop like sipping them back to back. I think C is a really great whiskey. I stand by that. But man,
I think in the blinds originally a year ago, I picked C over F.
you did.
Even though everybody loved F a lot better,
Yeah.
I just like that sweetness of C.
Right.
But now for some reason I'm liking a little bit of that. I don't know if just where F maybe that wasn't fresh crack. Maybe just has it sat there and opened up a little bit. I don't know. But F's good. But they're all good. I mean, they really are.
So, is there anything you want to say specifically about this B that we?
Just from what I've rumored, says it's a minimum of 11 years old. What I've been told.
Are the other ones older or the same age?
I don't know if I have to look back at David Jennings' blog and see.
Yeah. Just go to Rare Bird.
Yeah, Rare Bird 101.
Yeah.
Rare Bird or 101. But it's kind of like with Russell's 13. Some of those are 18 to 20 year barrels in that blend. Russell's 15 is mainly 15 and 16 year stuff.
Okay.
And this has got minimum 11. So 11 year, maybe 13, 15 year, 16 year as well. I don't know, but at least 11 year old.
Goodness gracious.
It's good, man. Now, was it 320 out the door with tax?
Yeah, 3-something. Yeah.
320?
320, yeah.
So, and I've seen, secondary on the single Rick F and C, I think it's been like 4 to 450 on secondary. And the new B has been 500 to 525. 2 went like as a pair the other day for like 950, so you're still,
okay.
So B is having a higher secondary than the F and the C. Could just be where it's brand new release, because I think it's mainly only been at the distillery. So once it hits like Texas and Florida are like the two big accounts. So once something hits Texas and Florida, you usually see the prices drop because all of a sudden it's just freaking everywhere and it floods the market with it. Right. So I usually don't buy anything like that, like right out the gate. But sometimes it's different. So like sometimes you get like with the Four Roses 20 year and the Four Roses Father's Day and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Once it dropped, initial boom, the first several that are sold were stupid high. Then it dropped low and then it came back up again. So I always try to buy when it drops a little bit, if I'm not fortunate enough to actually hit the store or the distillery when it drops out.
No, I feel you.
So I got let me try a little something here. Let's see.
What, you got an extra pour over there?
Extra pour.
All right, Steven, we're leaving. Yeah, Kenny, you finish the show out. You're good.
Got the old coffer bourbon voice, huh?
There you go. Was that did you have a Rolade in there or Tums?
Tums actually wants to be a sponsor.
Oh, really?
Do they?
Yeah.
That's good because we already have Blue Chew, so we need Tums now.
Yep.
Yeah. We need chewables, only chewable things. Nice.
Oh, no, I mixed F and C together.
What does it taste
It tastes a lot like B, dude. That's serious.
Well, there you go. You could be a turkey blender.
No, but I'm just like, for some reason I can't get my hands on B.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pay more for.
Well, wait.
It's going to be hard for me to pay more than B.
We have very important questions coming up. What's going to be harder for you to do, sir?
It's going to be hard for me to pay like the current secondary on B if it stays up there.
It won't, though. You know it won't.
I mean, but
it won't.
But they did raise the retail,
I know they raised the retail.
But if I can't get my hands on many B's, I'm going to blend some F's and C's together.
There you go.
Call it a day.
There you go.
So, boys, would you pass, try, or buy on the Russell Reserve Single Rickhouse CNB?
That's very good. I actually took my microphone off the stand because I'm passionate about this.
Look like you're going to sing some karaoke to us here.
I would sing a love song to Wild Turkey. So listen to me here on this. I feel really bad. I'm going to revise for the first time in the history
it's already written down
of the Mashup podcast.
Can't go back.
I'm going back to 124. I'm going to boot myself in the butt for saying I didn't care or appreciate Single Rick. These are 3 fantastic whiskeys. When it comes to the CNB, if I can get it at retail, I'm going to buy it. But I will say that I'm not going to probably pay secondary prices for it. But then again, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit because I passed on, I think, Single Rick C and F. I had a chance to buy both of them, and I passed on both of them. That was before we tasted them, and now they're both gone, and I wish I had a bottle of each. And CNB, tasty. I don't even care about the $300 price tag because there's a lot of, more expensive garbage out there these days. So I stand corrected. Thank you, Russells. Thank you, Wild Turkey. And yes, I'd be a buy at retail.
Buy at retail?
Buy at retail.
Which was at the distillery $320 with tax.
Correct. I want it. Me like it a lot. These guys are speechless. I just did such a good job. They're like,
oh, well, mic drop.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mic drop. I threw the mic. It's like, what? Sorry.
All right. You want to go?
I thought you were getting gamed up to go.
Chandy has wooden teeth, just in case somebody's wondering. He's like one of the framers.
All right, Steven, you go, bub.
So I'm going to be a try.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but it's a hefty price, and I didn't get. I don't know. I felt like I wanted more out of it than what I got.
Didn't make you want to make love?
Speaking of lotion, to put in your
Hair.
Lotion.
Layotion. Did you say layotion?
You say lotion?
Lotion.
Like a wash rag? You at lotion?
Wash. That's a used wash rag.
Wash rag.
Like when Lincoln.
Lotion.
Lincoln.
Lincoln?
They
use a wash rag?
They use a wash rag with his wooden teeth, like Kenny was chomping.
Cleaned his hat.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
He's a try.
It's a try.
It was good.
Love throwing you off, Steve.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to edit that. If I'm good, I might not even.
You may not. I think before was
I
fine.
have to. Yeah, it was okay.
So I'll just repeat it. I want to be a try. I enjoyed the flavoring, but I wanted more for the price tag.
Okay,
So,
that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Simple.
Simple and plain. So you didn't have the kind of epiphany I had, which
No,
is
it's
that
funny.
I feel bad.
It's funny that all three of us, I mean, more so than me and you, I guess, we switched our original
Right.
for CNF.
Right.
And I mean, Kenny did the same. It's funny that we did it as time went on.
It's a chameleon. These wild turkeys like chameleons. It's changing.
He's a wild chameleon.
It's wild chameleon.
Wild turkey chameleon.
That's it. That we're doing it.
All right, I am definitely a buy at retail, like Anthony said. To me, it's great. I'm a buy at retail. My first blind last week, I went barely edged and said F over B, but I did say it was literally splitting hairs. It was hard to pick. And then tonight I picked B over F. I will tell you that earlier is what I was doing. I put 50-50 mixture, so one part F and one part C together.
Okay.
And it tasted so close to B. Honestly, what I'm going to do 2 parts of Camp Nelson F with 1 part of Camp Nelson C.
Okay.
And I think it's going to pretty much duplicate that flavor pretty close. But I am a buy and at retail, and I would say I am a buy for me personally. Not that the listeners need to do this, but I'm going to say I'm a buy up to probably $400, maybe $425. But I'm a buy up to $400, I'd say.
$400? Are you crazy?
I'm just saying. That's where I go up to.
Okay. All right. We'll take that. Well, you know what? I'm thoroughly impressed and shocked and all the above at how much Wild Turkey continues to do with one freaking mash bill, right?
One yeast strain.
Yeah.
One yeast strain,
One mash bill.
creating delicious whiskey. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, much love to them for that. I mean,
now they do go. They do come off the still at 130, and a lot of people come off the still around 150.
okay,
And they do go into the barrel at 115. Most places go in at 125. So it just creates a delicious whiskey that's not as harsh or sharp.
And with that, thanks for listening to this episode. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Mashup KY.
Don't forget to visit our partner, bourbonoutfitter.com. Enter code The Mashup for a special discount.
Also,
Head on over to our partner, the Woodwork Collective, at woodworkcollective.shop. Enter code MASHUP for a 15% discount.
let us know your thoughts on this bottle in the comment section. Until next time, keep it neat.